Starfield mods are entering week 5, and we're starting to see some seriously cool mods. This week we've got some mods that change the sprint animation, mods that give all players a chance at good loot, no matter the difficulty, and mods that put you in LA. Looters Anonymous. You're a hoarder. Your main storage container has so many items in it, it actually lags your computer with a 4090 in it when you mouse over it. You have a problem, and this mod can help you. We have some incredible mods this week that you will not want to miss, so be sure to stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss out on any must-have mods. But really fast, I need to say thank you to you all. Don't worry, I'll keep this one quick, but if you still want to skip this whole part and get right to the mods, go to this time here. So last week's episode was absolutely insane. You all have rendered me freaking speechless. Thank you all so much for being so kind and showing me all this love and support for this series. We're growing at a pace I never really thought possible. So once again, you are all awesome humans and I greatly appreciate your faces. See, I told you to be quick. But now that we've reconvened with the people who skipped ahead, welcome back by the way, let's check out these mods. So the first mod on the list today is one that is for you filthy hoarders, the people who cannot help but pick up every single object in the game like,
ooh, a piece of candy.
Consider this your first step into Loot Goblin rehab. This game isn't like Fallout 4. There's no point in picking up every lamp hoping to get copper. Pens are not going to give you springs. Duct tape is not going to give you frickin' adhesive. Burden Me Not, Clutter Be Gone has two main variants to help with your loot hoarding, no matter how severe it is. If you are someone who does not want useless junk to be highlighted by the scanner, you have the basic version. If you are someone who needs to remove the big red button because you will for sure push it, you have the full version of this mod. But for you or anyone you know who has gone full Loot Goblin mode with their stash lagging their game while not being able to stealth because they have too much junk in their trunk, with loot literally falling out of their ship, you have the overkill option. This one completely removes the worst clutter from the game visually. No more big red button. Now the button doesn't even exist in your reality. You know, I'm typically skeptical about water mods because they can never really make the water look super great. They always seem to think that water is just super wrinkly. We don't just want wrinkles, we want immersion. We have standards. We want that top-notch water. And well, until we get the ENB water mods with true parallax mapping like Skyrim, real water HD is probably the closest we're going to get until proper mod tools are released. This mod gives water a much more natural wavy look without just being a random Perlin noise texture. And it helps Bethesda clean up their jello snot water once again. I don't know why they keep doing that kind of water. And once you see the difference, you really cannot go back to vanilla water. But have you ever wondered why all of the food in Starfield is in little Tupperware containers? I mean, unless we've all stopped eating food, I'm pretty sure some of the food should be on a plate or something, right? Well, Plated Not Crated solves this exact thing. It takes all of the big food items and removes the bulky containers around them, and replaces it with a regular plate. This one might be a bit divisive. Some people might find the space Tupperware a bit more immersive, but others might find it unimmersive how it never looks like food is actually being eaten. It's always locked away in some kind of container Tupperware thing. Now, my suggestion for this mod in the future is give me a separate version where the food has a random chance to be on a plate or in a container. That way it looks like some meals are stored away and some are being eaten. Maybe the food you find in a locker, fridge, or any other storage area could be in a container, but if it's on a table, it should be on a plate. What do you think? Am I overthinking this, or am I the savior of our immersion? Think about it. Now, you know those 8K water mods we had for Skyrim and Fallout that would drop your FPS to like 30, but your water looked like real life? Well, Spacesuit's redone as that mod for Starfield. It takes every spacesuit in the game and remakes them in beautiful 4K, but also comes with a 2K version as well. Or, for the people who want to make their PC crap their friggin' pants, it even comes in an 8K version for those who really want to flex their massive EPeen. My game literally crashed every single time I tried to run the 8K texture version, and I have a 4090 with 32 gigabytes of RAM. They are a bit of a larger download, but we don't judge. But if you are considering downloading the 8K version, don't do it. I beg you. Your GPU has so much to live for. It's not worth getting slightly better stitching detail. Just use the 4K version. So recently we've been getting a lot of really high quality texture mods. And last week I even showed you the HD rework project, but this week we have landscape textures overhaul. This is another option for high quality textures. While the mod from last week had a smaller file size, it also had a smaller impact on the actual texture quality. while Landscape Texture Overhaul makes the vanilla textures look like Bethesda was working in MS Paint. The textures are completely remade, not upscaled, but they're remade in a style that matches the vanilla look, and they look amazing. I would caution you though to try these out, but be warned that the VRAM this mod uses might suplex your GPU if you're already running the game on low settings. Now this next mod might be a bit divisive as well, but it's for those of you who are not masochists. I'm not sure why Bethesda chose to do this, but I bet you didn't know that Starfield actually gives you way more legendary items when you plan very hard difficulty than any other difficulty. It also spawns more legendary enemies as well. But the mod Very Hard Legendaries for All lets everyone have the same levels of fun as the video game masochists who love a good beating. Wait, that didn't sound right. The same levels of fun as the people who love a good challenge. Now if you play on easy, normal, hard, or very hard mode, you will have the same loot chance as Tryhard Timmy, who is emptying 6 magazines into that legendary enemy to kill him. There's also no more need to swap difficulties when entering a new area and then turning it back down just to keep the good loot. Firearm Tweaks Tactical Sprint is a fun mod that changes the sprint of many different weapons in the game. It allows you to feel faster and a bit more tactical as you run towards a group of civilians into Atlantis like John Wick. The mod gives you 5 groups of weapons you can change to the tactical sprint: Grip Compact, Grip Extended, Grip Extended Low, Grip Extended Vertical, and Grip Heavy. Now for my testing, Grip Compact looked the best, and the others are really up to your personal preference, but I would say that if you're the type of person to get triggered if someone calls them clips not magazines, you probably do not want the other ones. You only want the Grip Compact set, and just don't do the Grip Heavy option. It puts those giant overcompensators right in the middle of your screen while running. But continuing the trend of names from last week that just roll right off the tongue, new, updated, fixed, true ragdoll, no death animations follows the Bethesda game tradition of removing the awkward death animations that enemies have in every Bethesda game, and it replaces them with a true ragdoll effect. Now when you headshot an enemy, they will just collapse like a sack of potatoes instead of clutching their stomach and slowly twirling to the ground. Bethesda really does have a habit of making some pretty over-the-top death animations, and even though Starfields are the least dramatic spin-deathy ones, it's definitely still got some high school drama club level animations to it. And while new, updated, way better version fixed Ultra Pro Plus True Ragdoll, well, fixes that. Okay, this next mod is one of the coolest mods I've seen for Starfield yet, and I think a lot of you will love this as well. Starfield Galactic Radio adds a lore-friendly radio feature into Starfield just like Fallout 3 and 4 had. You have radio channels, volume controls, different radio frequencies you can change, and the coolest part is that you can even add your own songs to this. The mod has a .toml file or .toml file where you can edit the available playlists that it actually listens to. The first 4 are from the default ones that Starfield Radio uses, but you can add your own songs or playlists by either adding a link or putting your own music files into the included tracks folder. The only downside that I hope gets fixed or added in would be YouTube support or Spotify support. I couldn't get Spotify songs or YouTube videos to work in this at all, but you know what song I did manage to get working? I'll give you a hint. The only thing they fear is you. This mod honestly is just amazing, and I cannot wait to see what other kinds of features and quality of life additions this mod can actually have. If you want to add your own personal music, you can do that. If you want to have your entire comment section hate you, you can do that too. I just love this mod. But now, to make up for making your ears bleed with that last mod, I have something awesome for you. Realistic lightsabers are here. That's right, you can finally use a lightsaber in Starfield. It comes in multiple different colors and styles. All of you Star Wars nerds will have to geek out over all of the different options and everything as well. This mod replaces the axe and wakizashi in the game with high quality models and even includes sounds as well. So now we are one step closer to having a full Starfield? It's late, don't judge me. So now we are one step closer to having a full Starfield to Star Wars conversion, which, by the way, I am currently working on the mod list to transform Starfield into Star Wars, and I think you're going to love it. So be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that. If you want me to continue to cover mods for Starfield in the future, be sure to like this video. The engagement tells me how much you all enjoyed these mod videos, and comment down below how many hours you guys have in Starfield so far. I'm kind of curious where you nerds are at. And if you want to see more mods you should download for Starfield, check out my other Starfield mod videos here. But thanks for watching. Later, nerds!